You know, we Californians are, well, I'll just say it, we're food and wine snobs. We like gorgeous food, beautiful wines, and we love fabulous restaurants. Well, a case in point is 25 Lusk, which now is about to celebrate its 5th anniversary. And with us, executive chef and partner, Matthew Nolan. Welcome. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
So you got past the deadly 2 years mark.
We did.
Yeah,
we did.
Because I understand that most restaurants go under in 2 years.
They do. Most restaurants go under as a lack of financing, or they don't have the right marketing or strategy. We had the right pieces, and we just kind of worked every day for 2 straight years to get to that threshold, and we're still at it. So.
Yeah, so this is your first restaurant in San Francisco.
That's right.
So, I mean, are you on medication to open in the most expensive city outside of New York? I mean, what sort of insanity does it take to open a restaurant?
I think it takes a good amount of champagne. It takes a sort of a bit of being a masochist, but also being committed to the trade and just loving what you do. I'm 26 years in the business, and I actually look forward to going to work every day still. I love it.
Well, before we talk about how you got into it, tell me about the restaurant. What type of food is it? What makes you as executive chef unique from, I think, San Francisco is 3,000 restaurants?
3,000 plus, yeah, it's amazing. 25 Lusk is it's an amazing combination in one venue. We have a lounge, we have a huge private event space, we've got a very dynamic bar program, cutting edge wine list, and I'm a student of the classics. But we involve everything that the Bay Area has, the local bounty. We're a green business, so everything is kind of on the level. I mean, I have 2 little kids, and when they come to visit, I want to make sure they can eat anything on the menu.
Right.
So it's contemporary, it's creative, French technique with a new American flair.
All right. Now, San Francisco goes through cycles. At the moment, everyone seems to say we're at in this incredible moment in San Francisco. The economy's booming for a lot of people, but there's a lot of disparity. There's a lot of pushback. What is it like trying to run a restaurant in downtown San Francisco right now?
It's intense. I mean, it's a daily thing. You get up every day and you have to know what's available. You have to look at your reservation book. You have to, now we have to focus on social media, and you need to be hungry for it. You need to get in there every day and know that you're competing with 3,000 other people for the business of food knowledgeable people in San Francisco.
Yeah, because I see that you're the chef, but also one of the partners. Can you devote yourself just to food now?
No, unfortunately, I can't. I mean, the first, 80% of the career was that, and now the past few years have been building a team. I mean, great restaurants are built with great teams, and we've won a few awards along the way, and I have to get up there and sort of in an embarrassed way say thanks for this, but there should be 80 of us standing here, not just me. It's really about the team. So currently I have one of the best teams I've had ever in this business, so I'm able to come and hang out with you for a moment, and I'm able to focus on the other side of.
Yeah, but after this, you're going to go right back to the restaurant.
Directly, yeah.
I mean, how much time do you spend out of the whites? I mean,
I would say not a lot. I'm there, 6.5 days a week, so it's most of that is spent in the kitchen. But it's still, one of these days. I keep telling that to myself. One of these days, I'll be able to go a little more hands off. But but you bring up the point about the 2-year threshold. The 5-year threshold is another one where when you get to 5 years, you really feel like your feet are on the ground. You know what you're doing. People know you, and you should have some kind of a following. And we have a wonderful following of locals.
Now, I've spoken to a lot of chefs, and certainly I love eating out in fine restaurants. I've always found it interesting that chefs are not ashamed to talk about other restaurants they love. It seems to be a nice little clubby feeling. What are some of the chefs, the food creators, the innovators that you admire, either here in the Bay Area or from New York, where I know you're from originally?
Yeah, I mean, I think, some people like, I'd say Daniel Boulud is just a genius, and everything the guy touches turns to gold. I mean, I was at his restaurant, Boulud Sud in Manhattan, and it was just this very kind of it almost looked like a cafeteria with restaurant finishes, but somehow he made it just dazzling, and the place was amazing, the food was amazing. So he's one. In the Bay Area, I mean, there are so many places that we love. I mean, Charles Fan from the Slanted Door, again, one of these guys. I'm always impressed by people that are, have their feet on the ground, but have just such incredible success in this business, because it's tough. It's really tough. And then, of course, Michael Mina, who's a Bay Area, original. You have to nod your hat to him as well, because he's done quite a good job, in a tough and kind of the surviving, how you talk about trends coming and going, and new restaurants opening. I mean, these two guys have really seen it all and are still cruising.
What is the trend right now? Is there one? I mean, what is San Francisco riding, or is it creating a trend in restaurants?
You know, that's a great question, because I'm so focused on my restaurant. Now we have a second restaurant on Market Street, and which is called Tap 415. It's at the top floor of the Westfield Center, and that's more of our burger and beer driven concept, where 25 Lusk is more of our fine dining, but approachable fine dining concept. And I really think that the trend right now, or we're at the end of this casual trend where it's sort of, you know, people, they don't want their caviar and they don't want, you know, that this is going away. And then, but you're starting to see a little bit of that come back. And I'm excited about it, because that's kind of my upbringing is the world of fine dining. So when caviar gets trendy again, I get very excited.
Yeah, please let me know. I mean, I love fish eggs. I love them.
Yes, who doesn't?
We've only got a few moments left, but talk to me about what is your signature dish? What is something that will always be on your menu? I just read an article the other day about restaurants, you know, take stuff off and people go, oh my God, you just took away my thing that I come here all the time for.
Right now, and I think that I've learned this by default, it's we get these beautiful prawns from the Gulf of Mexico. They're skim nets, there's not any bycatch. They're fresh, they're never frozen. We grill them, we serve them over some spicy grits with some roasted cipollini onions, ginger coulis, and a horseradish vinaigrette.
So simple is still good.
Simple is still good.
So we're not gonna find like infused bacon flavored olives.
You might find some of that elsewhere on the menu, but in this instance, I've taken that dish off the menu at 25 Lusk 3 times, and I get emails from people that are like, I brought my friends in to try this, and for a very short period of my life, I worked for Emeril Lagasse in New Orleans, and that was one of my, you know, takeaways from New Orleans was that sort of shrimp and grits kind of thing, and I was like, and I love it, and it's just, even though it's not consistent with what we're doing, it's still that's not going anywhere.
Great. Just got about 15 seconds left.
Sure.
Tell me what is, besides the shrimp that comes so fresh, what's your favorite dish? What do you eat when the doors are closed and you're alone?
Ham and cheese sandwiches. And a beer. Honestly, it's like I'm the simplest person in the world. It's when you're around it all day long, you know, you end up just kind of defaulting to the simplest thing. Yeah,
all
exactly.
Right. Thank you. We've been speaking with Matthew Dolan, owner of 25 Lusk. And if you want caviar or a beer, you know, he's your guy to see. Thanks very much for watching. I'm David Perry. We'll see you next week on 10%.